Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fuel for Success, episode number 263.
Are you going live now, Mike?
Yeah, we're live. I'm doing the intro. Am I not making noise?
Just making sure. You're live. Mike, you're live. Go live. Hurry. You're live now.
I was live. Somebody.
I don't want to make you nervous, but we're actually live on air right now for anybody in the world to see us. So be on your A game. Let's go. It's time. It's showtime. Let's get this thing going.
Thanks for the pep talk, Coach. And we're ready to roll. And we're 33 seconds into our show. And let me reintroduce. This is episode number 263. It is a Wednesday.
My advice on this show, Mike, is just be calm and be yourself and be relaxed. You know, we have no pressure on us. It's our show.
It's true.
So you just let me know when you're ready to go live. Let's make it happen.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm trying to follow what you're doing, and I'm trying to introduce a show, and you keep interrupting me, and I'm like, is he messing with me?
I'm sorry. I'm extremely sorry. Let's roll. I'm ready for the introduction. I'm just ready, dude. You know, have you ever had those moments in life where you're ready?
Well, I'm
ready.
glad you're ready, because I introduced the show twice already.
Oh, okay. Well, for those that have never watched, this is not how we normally introduce the show.
I think we had a little technical hiccup.
So, welcome. All right, Mike, let's roll, baby. Let's roll. Here we go.
Look, it's Wednesday, and we're going to be talking about some relationship issues. We got some great questions that came in, and of course, this is a live show. One of the great advantages to being a live show is that our live, I would love to say live studio audience. Wouldn't it be great to do this in front of a live audience, like real time ones? We're going to do that. Actually, we have.
That's a great idea. Will we have like people holding up like posters that say "clap now," "laugh now"?
Yeah, that would help a lot.
Make a ooh.
Because otherwise, people don't know when I'm making a joke. Like, was that a joke? Did he just make a joke? What was that supposed to be funny? Yeah, it's funny. Laugh.
That is funny. Mike, since it's a relationship show, we should answer what to do when someone cracks a joke and it's really not funny. I mean, it's not, you can't even produce a fake laugh. And even if you tried to produce a fake laugh, it would just be a complete, fail. So one day we should address that, but today's not.
You sure? Because I would love to hear your take on that. What do you do when?
My deal is this. I'm the raw, honest guy in the room. In that, unless there's like a lot of people, let's say it was me and Mike, I would just call you out and be like, "Look, dude, either you need to retell the joke, or I totally missed it, or you need to put that one away. That goes in the lame file." My advice as a friend is don't use that again. Don't use it in a sermon. Don't use it, when you're in a room full of investors. Don't use it in a business meeting.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm good. I think that a lot of times you can just give people the cue by giving them the internet laugh. You know the one? Like when you're looking at your phone and something's funny and you go,
Mike is the king of analogies, man. Anyway, just Mike, we are 3 minutes in, and today is our relationship show where you and I talk issues. We talk. This is the talk show, so we talk. We talk about stuff nobody else wants to talk about right here on Fuel for Success. So here's the deal. It's not Mike and I rambling. We're here coaching. We're here giving content, principles, life experience, wisdom. So like Mike was saying, one of the key values of this talk show is the live Q&A. We do have a live audience, even though that we can't hear them. They're right here off to the right. My right, Mike's left. And let's roll with it. Mike, tell us some of the questions that have come.
Hey, sure thing. Well, actually, I'm going to start with since Mary wanted me to say segue, I'm going to start out with a little segue. Yesterday, of course, we talked about health and fitness, and today we're going to be talking about family and relationships, and I've got a bridge question for us. And as you know, you and I are involved, and we've created the most powerful, innovative fitness startup company in the world called My Health 90. And so being immersed in the fitness and health industry as we are, let me ask you a question for parents out there who have kids, anywhere from the, say, 3 to 4 year old all the way up to adulthood. How can those parents get their kids interested in health?
Well, Mike, the first key to any type of influence with children is example. Bottom line, kid, monkey see, monkey do. In other words, it's all about your environment. So if your home is naturally a healthy environment, if and it's all about your habits, right? In other words, like I said, like me not allowing my son to say the words "I'm starved" is a way of like training him in the world of health. Me not allowing him, like if he broke his arm today, I would not go get him ice cream. I wouldn't. I would maybe make him a really nice juice. I would like, hey man, I'm sorry, buddy. It'll heal. But see, the reason why I wouldn't take him to get ice cream is I don't want him to become. Uh, that's where emotional eating begins. Believe it or not, we go to the doctor. We have, and parents you have used food from childhood on up, as a way to solve emotional issues. So how can you get kids motivated? Mike, health makes you feel good. So, your kid's mood, they'll be in a better mood after drinking water with lemon, after having something clean and healthy. It's the bad food that's messing up our children.
Sure.
So, how do you motivate them? You motivate them by I'll give you three quick ways. By exempling it, being a model of good health, living it in front of them, and then getting them into juicing, because juicing changes your body. Juicing purges the toxins. Juicing gives your body life, nutrients. It's like a dead plant. You add water to it, and all of a sudden it just comes to life.
Good analogy.
Juicing is that way. And your kids' bodies, it's like what I was saying this morning, and it's true. Like if you would get your kids juicing, they would focus more at school. They would have more energy. They would be in better moods. They wouldn't be as forgetful. Like there's so much that juicing can do. And then, Mike, I think another way to get kids motivated about health is daily exercise within the family. Family walks, family bike rides, family jogs, family fitness, doing it together. So as a dad, I can honestly tell you my son is 13 and he's literally on a good path of health because I've modeled it, because of these things. I've been very positive about health. I've been very thorough about the habits. I've been thorough about, for example, every time he would watch a TV show or a movie, he would want to eat. And I stopped that because I don't want it to become a habit. I don't want it to be right here in his brain that every time he watched a movie, he has to have food. I want him to have better control over food and over habits and things
Sure.
like that. So it's all about being aware. It's about, being strategic as a parent, being positive about it. I do see a lot of negative parents that take things like church, health, homework, and they're very judgmental and like harsh in the way they try to get their kids to do that kind of stuff. I'm all about the positive. I really am. I'm all about having a home that is fun, that is full of life, that you speak a lot of positive words, you affirm, great job getting, let's say let's say he's got 3 homework assignments, right? And he did the first one. Well, instead of being pissed that he didn't do the other 2, homework assignments, be excited and be like, hey, great job that you got the first one done. I'm proud of you. See, I don't see a lot of parents doing that kind of stuff.
Right.
What do? You get the report card. First thing a parent starts talking about is the bad grade. Like me, I don't even address the bad grade for a while. I spend a lot of time on all the good. Look at what your teacher said. You're well behaved. I love that about you. I love this. She said that you always say yes, ma'am. So what if the other teacher says that, Caleb could be more focused? I'm not going to talk about that right now. See, Mike, we got to, you've got to accentuate the positive. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that's my thoughts. What about you, Mike?
Well, I like that. And I think that applies to nearly every relationship as well, across the board. It's because what happens is people tend to remember the negative things that you say. And if even if you're like 90% positive, 10% negative, people will tend to focus on the 10% negative and remember those things. So you need to sway the balance the opposite way. Good interaction there. Hey, Sherry mentioned something, and this is a little bit of an off topic, but well, not really. So we mentioned how to get your kids involved in health, and what about people that aren't your kids, right? I mean, you have a certain influence over your kids that you may not have over, say, your boss or your husband or someone else. More of a peer relationship. What's a good way to get people, involved in that?
Mike, listen, enthusiasm is the most powerful force in the planet. Like, the problem with most people, Mike, is they have limited or no enthusiasm about their convictions and values. Like for example, I'll give you an example, meaning like I always tell people, be more positive than they are negative. Be more encouraging than they are critical. Like, don't let, the unhealthy people rule the conversation. Cut them off. Cut them off and be like, no, you're wrong. Like, let me tell you right now, if you would like, Mike, I just think crank it up, man. Really, like, as far as inspiring people, motivating people, passive is not the answer. You've got to go. Enthusiasm grabs people. Enthusiasm causes people to smile. And even, whether it's your spouse or your coworker, your boss, just, I want to try this juice one time. Promise me this. You juice every day for 1 week for me. I'll wash your car. I'll mow your grass. Like, have fun. Don't be, Mike, I just think that a lot of times we're too passive in our approach with people.
Yeah.
Not that we need to be over the top, but we need to be actually like extremely enthusiastic. That's the way to influence, in my opinion.
I like that.
Now, obviously, at the end of the day, Mike, you just got to accept the reality. There's some people you'll never change. There's some people you'll never help. There's some people that, they're just, and you can try the scare approach. Like, you know what? Just remember, when you have a heart attack and they got tubes down your throat and you're in the hospital, you're going to remember what I said. Sometimes I've gone extreme and like tried to shake them up a little bit, Really, I mean, I've tried it all. I've tried the positive, upbeat enthusiasm, and then I've tried to wake them up a tactic of, hey, you know what? I just hope you remember that, another man's going to be sleeping with your wife, and another man is going to be the father of your kids because you didn't take care of your health. Is it really that much of a joking matter? Because bottom line, you eat bad food, you get sick. Bottom line, you eat a lot of sugar, you eat a lot of white flour, you eat a lot of red meat, you eat a lot of processed foods, you eat a lot of GMOs. That stuff turns to cancer. Bottom line, that stuff leads to diseases. Mike, is this our health show?
We got a little sidetracked, but that's all right. We're a little passionate.
Sitting here talking about health, and I'm like, all of a sudden, it's like hitting me that today's Wednesday, and I'm like,
It's all good. Hey, look, first of all, it's our show. Second of all, everything you said, I love it. And a great real world example, Tommy said, and you were mentioning, just being that positive influence and being passionate.
I don't know if it's just me, but I think I've lost Mike's audio. So he's talking, but I can't hear him. So I'm going to try to echo what he's saying. What he's saying is, look, he's agreeing with Tommy that you let it show. Let the example show. Just keep doing it. Because a lot of times the people criticized me or they're fans now. They're like in it. They're like, hey, I'm going to try that juice. I've got family members that like basically chewed me out for being into health that now are like turning to me saying, I've got 14 diseases. I'm on all these medications. The doctor told me if I don't lose 80 pounds, I'm going to be at risk of, diabetes. I'm like, okay, now you come see me, which I'm glad. I'm glad they come see me then. But Tommy's right. Just love it, man. Let it show. Anyways, Mike, I just kind of I was guessing what you were saying.
Well, the example I was going to give when we were on our way down to Chicago, and Tommy loves bicycling and cycling so much, and it's obvious. And when I was on my way down to Chicago, we stopped at this wonderful little cafe in the middle of Wisconsin, and like right next door was this cool bike shop. And literally the moment I saw the bike shop, I thought of Tommy. Took a picture, sent it to him, said, bro, look at this bike shop, right? So that's the kind of influence that he's had on my life. When I see a bike shop, I instantly think of him. right? People walk through a Walmart, they see a NutriBullet, they probably think of you.
Well, I mean, it's like when I'm in the gas station, you know, and I'm paying and I see the cigarettes, I automatically think of you. And I'm like, you know, hope Mike's doing okay today.
Oh, man. Muting my friend.
Good analogy, Mike.
One. I want to jump off on one question we were talking about, and you mentioned that juicing, of course, for your kids, if they get into juicing, increase their health, it's going to help them focus in school. That was actually one of the questions that came in, and that's a great answer. Do you have any other tips for parents to help their kids be more focused in school?
Yeah, I mean, look, people laugh at what I'm about to say, but I believe in this, Mike. I've seen it firsthand. I watched Caleb go from that most parents would have literally gone and put him on medication for ADHD or whatever they call it, okay?
Right.
That's stupid. You know, for example, the answer to a lot of this with our children, a lot of it is because of the foods that we allow them to eat. A lot of it is because of the amount of video games that they play and TV that they watch. A lot of it is because they don't exercise. A lot of it's because they don't have the right nutrients in their body. A lot of it's because they don't pray, they don't meditate. A lot of it's because they have, you know, emotional issues because of maybe tragedies or dilemmas or whatever. And I'm not going to get into like the ADHD discussion because I understand that there's certain cases where maybe one out of 190 million would need medication, right? But for the most part, focus is an issue of the emotions. It's an issue of a lack of passion, a lack of exercise, a lack of nutrition, and really, Mike, a lack of proper thinking, meditation, living in the now. You know, like for example, Caleb and I were jogging the beach the other night last week at sunset. And he was talking about the stuff we were going to do the rest of the night. And I literally stopped. I said, Caleb, breathe and settle your mind. Don't talk about anything else in the future. Be right here. We're jogging the beach at sunset. You know, little reminders like that. And later he was like, Dad, thank you, you know, because, you know, sometimes kids are like nowadays, they're just very, I don't want to use the word hyper because I don't believe in labels. You know, but, you know, they're very busy here because of, you know, cell phones, technology, the TV's always going. This stuff affects.
Right.
You know, Mike, I do believe in meditation. I do believe in yoga. I've seen both of them work. I'm not talking about yoga as a religion. I'm talking about yoga, the power of the mind-body connection and what it can do for focus. And, you know, at the end of the day, Mike, it is a discipline as well. It's a discipline to say no to the good, to say yes to the best. You know, many times, you know, I've got to shut the blinds so I don't even see how sunny it is outside. Because that way I don't even start thinking about rollerblading or bike riding or swimming or going to the beach. You know, sometimes you got to use strategy like that.
Yeah, or you could potentially live in Minnesota. That would help you as well when it snows in late March. It's Advantage Mike.
That's funny.
Totally get that. That's great stuff, and I like what Mary said about media having a deleterious effect on the mental capacity and the ability to focus, and I believe that's absolutely true. And you're right 100% about we live in a disruption society. We go from disruption to disruption, from interruption to interruption to interruption. Sometimes we're nested 20 interruption levels deep, and we don't even know where we started at. And it affects our kids as well. They're in the same boat. We live hectic lives, crazy schedules, with disruption after disruption, and it has an effect. And just like living in a toxic world where we have to detox our body because of the food we eat and the water we bathe in and all of that, we have to detox our bodies. We have to detox our minds and our emotions as well. Just take that time to meditate at least once a day. I just flip my phone upside down, set it on the thing. It's on silent, and I'm just 15 minutes of quiet because you have to have it. You have to settle that, calm that inside.
I believe it wholeheartedly. You know, Mike, if you know, we're talking about family. If a married couple, a mom and a daughter, a dad and a son would join My Health 90, it would improve the quality of their home. You know, especially your marriage. Doing this together, getting healthy, juicing, eating clean, exercising, and watching the videos together as a couple, you would have something that you both would be growing in and being able to talk about. That would be so like today. You ready for this? Today's video for My Health 90 was the 12 benefits of kale, but I also showed people how to eat kale. That's a fun chat for a husband and wife. Ooh, that sounds good. Let's try that. Let's make that this week. Let's do this. Like most couples, Mike, have become dull. And My Health 90 is not just, it's not a diet at all. It's a lifestyle of health, showing people how to do it. So look, man, get your kids in it. No joke. Like, I got my son going through all the videos of My Health 90. It's actually a requirement for him to watch them. He's like, really? I live with you. I was like, I don't care. I want you to learn all this stuff. He was like, but I can ask you anytime I want. I said, no, it's a systematic way for you to learn as much about health in 90 days and create the right habits. Even in living with me isn't a systematic way for him to really like break through. That's why I've got him going through it.
Yeah, and I think my wife can relate. She's like, dude, I live with a coach. I can't ever cheat. Yeah, well, there's that.
I know. That's what Caleb said.
Hey, switching topics a little bit, although still on a relationship. This is an interesting question, and I'm really anxious to hear your answer. I've been married for 22 years and happily, and so I'm off the dating scene by a long way. What is your opinion of dating websites? I'd love to hear this.
Mike, actually, I think it's genius.
From a
I
business
think that,
standpoint.
a lot of, I think that, from a business standpoint, I think you and I actually could build the bet, and one that tops them all. But, that's like on our list of things that,
It's way down there.
our list of like 21 multi-million-dollar ideas that's kind of on the back burner right now. Look, if you're single and you're having a hard time finding somebody to get to know or to don't think that getting on a dating site is an act of desperation. It's not. Like, we live in ladies and gentlemen, we live in the 21st century, meaning like it's okay. It's not bad and then a lot of times I've met people that have met their spouses, that have had like incredible experiences, that have met high quality people. The search filter of many of these dating websites, Christian Mingle, Match, many of them. I've heard a lot of positive reviews, and I just don't know how you can go wrong. You can save a lot of time. Obviously you can see right away whether or not you're attracted to somebody. You can write, you can get to know them a little bit before you go on a quote unquote, date or whatnot. And a lot of times just reading their profile alone will say, that's not my vibe. That's not, like, for me, let's say I'm on a dating site.
Wait, are you?
And I see...
Time out, are you?
Way to try to call me out. Not
That's
active.
for the intro, pal.
I'm not active right now because I'm very focused, but Mike just flat out called me out.
I'm just asking,
That's
I'm
the
curious.
cigarette punishment.
It's exactly what it is.
Just... just like, you just went there. But I've been on them before. Just because I wanted to kind of explore it, see, get a feel for it, all that good stuff. But, if I was on and I saw a girl and one of her first pictures was her with her cats, done deal. She could be like Miss America. Done deal. I cannot date a girl that has cats. I can't. I just can't. I can't marry someone that has cats.
Yeah.
So, like, it's quick filter. You know what I mean? It's, if you go meet a girl at a conference, you don't want to ask her in the first conversation, do you have cats? But I don't want to spend a 2-hour date, ask about her grandma, find out about what her elementary school experience was like, find out if she likes chocolate or peanut butter, or does she like jazz or country music? Ask all these questions, right? Then try to slide in a way to say, do you have cats? And then be like, well, this ain't going to work. So I think, to me, it's genius in that the filtering system, because of the profile information, you can find out if somebody's a little bit psycho, somebody's a little bit, full of themselves. There's so many different ways just by reading their profile. Like if I see a girl on a dating site and she says, I love Harley Davidsons and that's all I want to do is ride. she ain't for me because I'm not a Harley dude. You know what I'm saying? I'll rollerblade, I'll paddleboard, I'll canoe, I'll kayak. It's not a. I'm not. I don't know if I'll ever ride a Harley.
I,
That disappoint, Mike? I just don't see if I'll ever ride a
that surprises
Harley. A
me.
filtering system.
I could totally see
I'm
you on
for
that.
it. I could do it, and I've ridden a motorcycle before, but I got to be honest, I crashed on it.
Yeah.
So because of that reason, I'm out.
That's your line for the cat lady. Actually, you know, I saw while we were on the road, I saw a commercial for there's a dating site called Farmers Only. It's a dating site for farmers.
Is that
I'm like,
yeah?
you talk about niche. I'm like, what? Really? Seriously? So somebody should start a dating site called nocatladies.com.
Yeah. Well, I'm personally on Christian Mingle, so I might have, since you went ahead and called me out. The only reason I'm on, and I have no problem with transparency, is because I actually thought about, Mike and I have actually toyed with the idea of doing a dating site. I just want to see what it was like, you know?
I'm making a note
I'm
to
not
myself
looking for a date.
to look up your profile on Christian Mingle.
Everybody's looking it up right now. What's funny is I need to double check it actually. I mean, I'm not active. You know what I'm saying? I'm not smiling at people and things like that.
You were there specifically for research purposes. I totally get that. It was a business thing, and no, Tommy. Tommy asked, no, that was not us that started any new apostolic dating site. So we're not in that business.
Thought about it, Tommy.
Yeah, it's a great business
we
model.
did start. Well, Mike and I are the kind of people you just don't want to compete with. You know what I mean? That makes sense?
Yeah. I'm with you on
I
that.
say that humbly, of course. I know that sounds very arrogant. I don't mean that arrogantly. We're just the combination of us two is sickening dangerous. That's all.
Dangerous. Dangerous is a good word. Lost my train of thought. Now I was thinking about the dangerousness of it.
Did I get you all sidetracked with the dating site?
Whoa, hang on. Tommy has a Harley?
Tommy has a Harley?
Send me pictures, bro. Straight up. I got to see it.
I mean, it's one of those things. You know, you got to pick. You got to pick what you're going to be in life. I'm not a Harley. I'm not a leather jacket, bandana, Harley. You know, cowboy boots, whatever. That's just not me. I'm a fitness guy. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I'll run, I'll rollerblade, yoga, paddleboard, kayak, you name it.
Since it's our show, let me talk for just a second about stereotypes. And there's the
I like it.
stereotype of a Harley dude, and several years ago, I went with a group of men to Mitchell, South Dakota, to work on a church in a day project, and ended up doing all the HVAC for them out there, even though I'm not an HVAC guy. Long story. Anyway, on the drive out, of course, we're going right down I-90, which is where most of Chicago and the eastern half of the United States was driving out to Sturgis, right? And so Sturgis is a big bike rally out in South Dakota where all the Harley people go to, whatever. And, you know, growing up and having the stereotype of Harley dudes, and I'm like, you know, most of them were driving $40,000 SUVs with their bikes trailered in covered trailers and pulling them out. And I'm like, because we were like joking about picking a fight with a Harley guy. I'm like, they're all middle managers. I can kick all their butts. Are you kidding me? So that's your.
That's actually funny thought, really, when you think about it. But that's awesome, Mike.
I'm like,
good analogy, good example. So yeah, you know, Mike, and I know we kind of went fast. Maybe we'll cover it again next week. To all the singles out there, I really do think there's value on some of these dating sites. I really do, especially if you follow the filtering process. And, you know, Mike, I just don't waste time. That's my number one, like, hidden. If somebody was to like sit down and say, hey, what's the secret to your life? I don't waste time. There it is. I just don't waste time. You know, so you save yourselves a lot of time, let's say. And again, it depends on what you're looking for. It depends on what your mojo is. Are you ready for a relationship, or do you just want friendship, companionship? You know, are you ready to get married? Are you what are you looking for? A lot of that depends as well. But anyways, maybe next Wednesday, Mike, we'll dive deeper into the dating sites and maybe give a few evaluations on a few of them. I've heard the highest compliment to a dating site has been Match. It's been the most consistent. Match.com has been the most consistent dating site suggestion from people that I've heard.
Very cool. I just had a visual of you doing one of those speed dating things. You ever see those where there's like 20 people in a room? You have 90 seconds at the table. Just trying to visualize that in my head.
All joking laid aside, I would do it, and I actually thought about doing it just for the experience. You know what I'm saying?
If you do, make sure there's somebody there who can video it, because I have to see it.
That's funny right there. Anyways, Mike, we got like one question left. What would it be?
Oh, wow. This is a tough one to answer in like 60 seconds, but for a lady that wants to make her man feel more honored and respected, what is your advice?
Well, to make, from a male, I would say to, that is tough to answer in 60 seconds. For a lady that wants to make her man feel more respected, more honored.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're referring to like wives.
Yeah.
I would say number one is show respect in the way that you talk to him, because show respect in his request, because the man is the leader, so show respect when he, and we don't believe in dictatorship and like rule, but I'm saying like there's times when the man of the house is the man of the house. And like, let's say he says, hey, I don't want you spending any money right now. I want, we're saving up, honor that. If he says, I don't want you to invite your mom over this Sunday, honor that. If he says, I don't want the kids going to Johnny's house, honor his request. Yeah. I'm all about open discussion. Like I teach Caleb, just because I say no, you're allowed to like ask me about it, but it has to be in a tone of respect. It has to be first, yes, sir, and then go ahead and ask your request to my no. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I think, Mike, a lot of it is attitude. It's got to be an attitude of honor. It's got to be an attitude of respect. Respecting him as the man. And understand this, that men and women are as different as night and day.
Right.
I think men need to know what women are like, and women need to know what men are like. A lot of times a man is just straight up being a man. He's not even being an idiot. He's not even being a jerk. He's being like a tiger is a tiger, right? They have natural instincts. A turtle is a turtle. Like a male is a male. They're men. Men are not your like female friend. You know what I'm saying? So again, thanks for giving me the tough question with 60 seconds.
Hey. It is a tough question, but a great Bible verse to keep in mind for that is Romans 12:10. It says, which says, "Be kindly affectionate one to another in honor, preferring one another." And that's really some biblical advice on how to honor and respect people. Hang on, Tommy just sent me a picture.
Oh, let's see it.
Of the bike. Awesome. It's blue, man.
Oh, boy, Tommy. My boy Tommy's in, man.
That's a nice looking bike.
Nice one. That looks good.
I noticed there's not a seat for Sonya there. She doesn't go riding with you?
I know. I'm sure they just get up real close together. You know what I'm saying? So, 3 things. 1, great show. Enjoyed being with you. And thanks to all of our live viewers. 2, if you're watching later on the archive and you come across questions that you want answered on Fuel for Success, all you got to do is text us or email us. And then listen, if these shows ever help you and you think they can help others, we ask you to share. Put it out on Facebook. You can text it. You can, email the link. Literally, all you got to do is copy and paste. Copy the link up in the bar up top of your website or what have you, or even on your cell phone. And or go to iTunes, itunes.com, and you can download any of our previous podcasts. Mike and I are here every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for 30 minutes. And the goal of the day is this. I'm going to leave you with one goal for today. You ready for this? Sign up for My Health 90. That's your one goal for today. Sign up. Join. You'll love it. I promise you, you'll love it. You'll become addicted to it. We'll see y'all tomorrow at 9:30. Mike, what's our topic tomorrow? Because today felt like a health topic.
We're going to be talking about business, entrepreneurship, sales, business deals, dealings, dealing with disappointment in business, and things of that nature. It's going to be awesome.
Mary thought that was the goal of the day. Sign up for Christian Mingle. Even the term Christian Mingle sounds funny to me. What really is funny is the dating site Plenty of Fish. That's another funny one. So, anyways, yeah. So today's show is what? Evaluation of dating sites? Is that what you're titling it?
I don't know. I think I might call it Tommy's Blue Bike. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Awesome. We should take all the viewers, Mike, our single viewers, and go look up their profiles because I'm sure they're hidden out there somewhere. Hey, we love you guys, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for joining us today.
Enjoy your Wednesday, y'all. God bless.